Good morning students, welcome to today's class. Now today we continue with the chapter 6 My Childhood, which speaks about APJ Abdul Kalam's life and his success story, and he also talks about his upbringing, his parents and siblings, and he also tells us about his friends and all those things that influenced his childhood. So let's now proceed with the fourth paragraph of this chapter. Every child is born with some inherited characteristics into a specific socio-economic and emotional environment, and trained in certain ways by figure of authority. I inherited honesty and self-discipline from my father. From my mother, I inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness, and so did my three brothers and sisters. Now, figure of authority means here a person who had authority over another person, a person who has the power to give orders or make decisions. Inherited means a characteristic or a quality which you have got from your parents or ancestors. Socio-economic means in terms of money. Now students, for a child the figure of authority is his parents, and the next figure of authority can be his teacher, a person who has authority over the child. For example, your parents, they have the full authority over you. Now APJ Abdul Kalam is saying that whenever a child is born, he has some qualities which he acquires from the elders in his family. This depends upon the social status of the family and the environment at home. From his father he inherited honesty and self-discipline, and from his mother he inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness. His siblings also inherited these qualities from their parents. Now further he speaks about, I had three close friends in my childhood: Ramananda Sastri, Arvindan and Siva Prakashan. All these boys were from orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. As children, none of us ever felt any difference amongst ourselves. Now because of our religious differences and upbringing. In fact, Ramananda Sastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri, the high priest of the Rameshwaram temple. Later he took over the priesthood of the Rameshwaram temple from his father. Now what he says again, Arvindan went into the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims, and Siva Prakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Now students, he says that as children APJ Abdul Kalam was from a Muslim family, as we know, and he says that during his childhood all the children were so close to each other that they never felt they belonged to different religions. Now religion was not a barrier in their friendship. There is a big famous temple in Rameshwaram, the Rameshwaram temple. APJ Abdul Kalam's best friend Ramananda Sastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri, the priest of this temple. Now when these three friends grew up, Ramananda Sastri took the priesthood of the Rameshwaram temple, and Arvindan started a business of transporting the pilgrims to and from the Rameshwaram temple, and Siva Prakashan became a catering contractor of the Southern Railways. He was in charge of the catering for the railways. Now in the fifth paragraph we see, during the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple of the marriage site situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatritha, which was near our house. Events from Ramayana and from the life of the prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. Now what APJ Abdul Kalam is trying to tell us, that he says that they listened to the stories from Ramayana and the life of the prophets from their mother and grandmother as bedtime stories. So they listened to stories of both Hindu gods and Muslim gods. There was no differentiation on grounds of religion. Now in the sixth paragraph we see, one day when I was the fifth standard at the Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as a Muslim, and I always sat in the first row next to Ramananda Sastri, who wore the sacred thread. Now the new teacher could not stomach a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. In accordance with our school ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. I felt very sad, and so did Ramananda Sastri. He looked utterly downcast as I shifted to my seat in the last row. The image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. Now, could not stomach here means could not tolerate, and downcast means sad or depressed. The new teacher could not tolerate that a Hindu priest's son was sitting next to a Muslim boy. He told APJ Abdul Kalam to go and sit on the last bench, as he belonged to a lower rank of the society. Both the children felt very bad. When APJ Abdul Kalam changed his seat and went back and sat on the last bench, Ramananda felt very bad. APJ Abdul Kalam still remembers the image of his friend Ramananda crying. It left a lifelong impression on Kalam, on his feelings, friends' feelings for him. Now, in the 7th paragraph, after school we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Lakshmana Sastri summoned the teacher and in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. Now, he bluntly asked the teacher to either apologize or to quit the school and the island. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction Lakshmana Sastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. Now, summoned meaning here is called. So, bluntly speaking in a direct and honest way, and quit means to leave. Conviction is a strong opinion or a belief. Now, both the children went home and told their parents about this incident, and Ramananda's father Lakshmana Sastri called the new teacher and scolded him. He told him not to kill the children's friendship by putting the venomous discrimination of caste and religious into their innocent minds. Lakshmana Sastri was very clear in himself. He told the teacher, either you ask sorry for the wrong you have done or else leave the school. And Rameshwaram town also. The teacher asked sorry for the mistake and had done, and due to Lakshmana Sastri's determination, his thoughts about religion and caste changed. Now, let's turn the page and go to paragraph number 8. On the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups. However, my science teacher, Siva Brahmanya, lawyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative wife, was something of a rebel. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying backgrounds could mingle easily. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. Now, what is the meaning of rigid is strict and segregation is separation. Now, the division of society into 4 groups, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras was strictly followed in Rameshwaram. Abdul Kalam's science teacher, Siva Subramanya, lawyer, was a religious person, an orthodox Brahmin, but was a rebellious type of a person. He did not believe in distinction on the basis of the caste system. He worked very hard to break these social barriers. He wanted people of different castes to interact with each other. He encouraged APJ Abdul Kalam to work hard so that he could be at the same level as the highly educated people who lived in big cities. Now, in the 9th paragraph we see, one day he invited me to his home for a meal. His wife was horrified at the idea of Muslim boy being invited to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. She refused to serve me in her kitchen. Siva Subramanya, lawyer, was not perturbed, nor did he get angry with his wife, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. Now, what we see here, that Subramania's lawyer's wife belonged to a traditional and orthodox Brahmin family. She followed the religion very strictly and to keep the kitchen pure. No one from an inferior religion was allowed to enter the kitchen. But when Subramania lawyer called APJ Abdul Kalam for dinner at his home, his wife feared that a boy from a Muslim family would make her kitchen impure. She refused to serve him food in her kitchen. Siva Subramania lawyer was neither upset nor angry. He himself served food for APJ Abdul Kalam and sat down beside him to eat. His wife stood beside the kitchen door and looked at APJ Abdul Kalam while he was having food. Now let's go quickly to the 10th paragraph. Then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanandapuram. Now, at the end, what we see is, when the Second World War was got over in the year 1945, India was about to get freedom, which happened in the year 1947. Gandhi, known as the father of the nation, was a crucial part of India's freedom struggle. He said that Indians would build their own India. The entire country was filled with hope and happiness. Everyone was experiencing such a feeling which they had never felt before. Everyone was hoping that now they would get their freedom. Now, here APJ Abdul Kalam asked his father to allow him to go to Ramanathapuram, which was the district headquarters, to higher studies. And in his reply, his father told him that he knew that APJ Abdul Kalam needed to go away so that he could move ahead in life. He gave the example of a seagull which flies away in the sky all alone and does not have a nest. It means it does not have a home of its own, as it keeps on flying from one place to another. So students, this is enough for today, and we will continue with the conclusion of this chapter in the next video. Thank you. God bless you.